Welcome to another vlog, and today I'm trying something a little different. I usually record my vlogs in 1080 on my GoPro, but I thought today, let's see how it does in 4K. So that's what we're doing. We're kind of doing a camera test. We'll see if it stays on or not. I did do a reformat of the SD card. I may have to replace it because I'm just using I got like a package when I got my GoPro. It came with the camera, an extra battery, and a 64 gig SanDisk memory card. So, but I have had it turn off a few times now. So it's kind of hard to rely on them. So we'll see. I'm gonna see how it does today now that I did like a fresh format on my computer with my PC. So hopefully that'll just fix the issue. And if not, maybe I'll just get another better memory card, I guess. Because I generally don't need a lot of space, because every time I record, I wipe the card afterwards. So I start every ride I record, it's a freshly wiped card. I usually just delete it in the camera. Like I'll copy it over to the files over to my PC, and then I'll just delete them in the camera. And I'm wondering if maybe that had something to do with it. And so we'll find out, I guess. I gotta try to keep my eye on the light in case it turns off. But it is pretty bright and sunny today. It's like 22 Celsius out right now. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but if that's what you go by. But for me, Celsius, it's pretty warm. It's not like super warm, but it's pretty warm. I think being on the bike though, with the movement and shit, the camera should not overheat. Which is why I kind of thought, let's see if we can get away with 4K in these conditions. And if that works out, then yeah, I'll just start recording in 4K all the time. Because that way it'll look better for you guys. Or maybe it won't, I don't know, we'll see. I would assume it'll look better. A lot of traffic on this road. Wish there was more of a bike lane. There's not. I'm just kind of trying to stay over to the side as much as I can. Try not to get hit. That's all you can do. When you go up this way, there's really no other way you can go. And now we got a little bit of a bike lane. It's weird, this road. They'll have like a bit of bike lane here and there. Strange things. But hopefully this video will come out really good, and then that's how I'll do all of my videos. Oh God, please don't turn in front of me. There we go. That was a little bit scary, even though I had a green light. I just don't trust drivers to not just decide to pull out in front of you. One thing about Victoria is we have some of the worst drivers in the country. I'm not sure why that is, but it's just kind of always been a thing. I don't know, really, the thing when we live in Victoria, like, you don't even really need a car. If you got an e-bike, you can pretty much get anywhere. And I do go everywhere. I've gone out to the ferry terminal on my bike, I've gone out to Sydney, I've gone out to the Souk potholes, way far. Anywhere in Greater Victoria, like, if I want to go to any store or whatever, I can get to any of them. You really don't need a car in Victoria. Like really, if more people rode bikes, there'd be a lot less traffic, and the people that did still drive cars would be a lot happier. A lot of people, they drive cars like it's a flex or something. Look at me, I got a car. I prefer my bike because where I live, utilities are included, so it costs me literally nothing to charge my bike. It's included with my rent. Not that it uses a lot of power anyways. E-bike takes nothing. But then I'm not paying for gas. I don't have to pay for insurance. I don't have to renew licenses. It's very affordable, which is probably why so many people are attacking them. Because God forbid somebody have something affordable in this country. No, can't have that. Gotta pay. There's people lobbying. They want to get fucking driver's license requirements for bicycles and insurance requirements. It's like, fuck off. I ride a bike to avoid paying that shit. That's half the appeal of riding a bike, is you save money. You don't get to go as fast as a car or as far as a car, but you get to save a lot of money. And this fucking crap against e-bikes just pisses me off. And I'm mainly going on pedal power here. I go like 20 kilometers an hour, 22, 23. You know, not very fast. Because I want range, so I ride in speed setting 2, and then I put my shifter up to 4 for pedaling, so I'm mostly using pedal power. It's just I get some help on the hills. And it's like I rarely ever ride my e-bike fast. And when I say fast, I mean like 30 kilometers an hour. Like if I go up to speed settings 3, which I only do if I'm doing like a real short ride or something and I know I'll have the power. But generally, yeah, I stick with the speed setting 2 so I can go far. So I like to do longer rides. The last little while I've been doing a bit shorter ones. There's Lloyd's. But it's just like lately in the news, I think it's just because gas prices are going up at the same time. So more people are getting out on their bike, more people are buying e-bikes. So now they're bitching about e-bikes. Oh, there's too many e-bikes. And of course some kids on like Surons, which are like just dirt bikes that are electric, decided to go through cities and shit doing catwalks and everything else and no helmet, and a couple of them crashing. So now they want to punish every e-bike rider, which is just fucking stupid. Yeah. Because I don't just ride an e-bike, I also ride an electric scooter, and I have a powerful one. But I don't ride it like an idiot. Yeah. But it's what I use to go to like the grocery store, because I can bring it in with me, or to work, because again I can put it in the office, even though it's a bit heavy. But initially I got it because I wanted like more range. I didn't want to have to charge every fucking day. So I got this like powerful one it has a top speed, it goes like 80, 90 kilometers an hour. I don't know, I've never been that fast on it. Once on a dead road I went 72 just to kind of see what it was like, and that was a bit much. But generally I stick with gear 1. I ride like 30, 35 kilometers an hour. But what I got that scooter for mainly was really just I wanted more range, which I must say the range on that scooter was kind of disappointing. It was supposed to be 105 kilometer range. It gets nowhere near that. And the eco mode on it is kind of useless because it only goes 20. Which 20's fine on this bike because different on the bike, but on that scooter, it feels insanely slow. But it does have big, like 13-inch tires, so I could take it on trails, and I have. But mainly, I just use the scooter for getting to work and going grocery shopping. Because like the bike, I could do that too with the bike, but the bike's a real pain in the ass to get it, because it's kind of a big bike, right? It folds, but not very easily. So it isn't that practical. I've had to take it a couple times to work in the winter, because it had those rare winters where it actually snowed. And so I had to take the bike then. But my current scooter could probably handle snow. The one I had at the time couldn't, so I had to take the bike. But the way they're going with the laws, like I half expect some cop to just take the scooter away from me one day when I'm on my way to work. Go, it's too fast, you can't ride this. Even though I'm going like 30. But that's all the people lobbying for. They fucking don't want anybody having fun, I guess. They want to make sure that poorer people, who can't afford a car, just have to stay home. Sometimes it seems like the world is just getting more heartless and uncaring, and just everyone wants to like out-Karen each other or something. Like some hawks or something up there. Like two of them just kind of circling. That's pretty cool. I don't know if the camera can see. That's the angle's like too high up, right? Kind of looked up and saw them over there. Kind of cool. I'm gonna watch for deer. It's really warm though. Must be getting way more. I'd probably get up to 30 today or something. Feels pretty close to that now. It said 22 when I checked when I left. I think it's already gotten hotter. This is a nice little road. It's got a lot of trees on it, so we'll get some shade up ahead. But that one dragged me. That's real sunny out, but I do like a little bit of shade. Alyssa Edwards, that's who it was. I'm terrible with names. Took me a second to remember. The old drag race episodes there. Me and my daughter watch that all the time. Fun show. I think season 6 was probably peak for that show, though. That was the best. There was other seasons after that were pretty good, but none of them were ever as good as that season 6. There's something special about that one. Still in the sunnier part of the road right now. Yeah, I don't know how far up this will go. I might just do like a Keating loop, or maybe I'll do a Newton loop. I'm not sure. Camera's staying on so far. That's a good sign. A lot of weird shit going on in the world nowadays, though. And Donald Trump every day in the news was something. I kind of stopped following it. It was just getting exhausting. So now it's like I see Donald Trump's face and I just keep scrolling. Like I can't take any more of him. Feel bad for Americans. That's your president. Me, I'm Canadian. We got Carney. He surprised me. Because here's the thing about Mark Carney. I never voted for him in the last election. I had no idea anything about him in the last election. All I knew him as then was carbon tax Carney. I ended up voting conservative, like, which I normally don't do, but Trudeau was so bad at the time. I'm like, oh my God, we got to get these liberals out of here. He just destroyed the country. And the kicker about Trudeau was in 2015, I actually voted for him because I wasn't happy with the conservatives we had at the time. Like, so voted for him, and then the next time around, I didn't vote. I regretted it. Then I voted for conservatives again because I wanted, and that didn't work. He still won again, and then I ended up voting NDP on one of the elections, and because I'm not loyal to any party really. And then this last one, it's like I didn't really know Carney. It just seemed like they were pulling a bait and switch, and all the doomsayers were saying, oh, if Carney gets in, he's going to wreck everything and make carbon tax worse, and there's going to be no jobs, no housing, it's going to be awful. It's going to be overrun with immigrants, and even worse than Trudeau. And so this is what I was expecting. So then as I ended up voting conservatives, and then Carney won, I'm like, oh, fuck, we're doomed. And then all of a sudden I saw Carney just starting to do like a lot of the things conservatives wanted. You know, he started cutting back on the immigration, which was thankfully, that needed to be done. He needed to close some of them loopholes that Trudeau opened up. And he started making all these deals with other countries to help Canada out. And so now Canada's booming and the States is just crashing. And turns out Carney's really good. And then you got Pierre, who I thought at the time, I would never vote for that guy ever again now. I regretted that I voted for him at all. Because I started to see him for what he was, because I started catching him on lies. Yeah. Like Pierre was a big guy saying we got to get all these fucking illegal students out and all these fucking immigrants that are abusing the system. And so then Carney does it, and then Pierre has the nerve to go, oh, all the young people are leaving Canada, and it's a blatant fucking lie. It's like, that's exactly what you asked for, and then when you got it, you flipped your fucking thing around, and now you're saying the opposite. So you can't trust a fucking thing the guy says. And then his fucking lie about like tankers, oh yeah, US tankers are going through our waters all the time. It's like, no, they're not. They go way the fuck around out of our water space. You know, another lie. Like, you need a bullshit button for this guy. So I started to kind of see him for what he is, and it's just, he just acts like Trump. He started stealing slogans from Trump, which really did not fucking make me like him. I started to see him for just the asshole he is. He's a lying piece of crap. He doesn't give a fuck about Canada. Now I'm glad he lost his seat, and fucking I hope he loses again. Because I'll tell you this, if there was an election held tomorrow, I'd vote for Carney. Yeah. Hands down, the guy's done a fucking great job. He's putting like infrastructure in Canada that, you know, 10 years down the road, you're gonna see like a boom, like a huge boom in Canada because that infrastructure will be put there. It'll be huge. He's planting all the seeds, like he's playing the long game. And then when you see it, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. But then you have the conservative crowd now that listens to Pierre, and they think that everything's doom and gloom, and well, that's not perfect, it's definitely improving. And Pierre acts like, oh, if you vote him in, he'll just fix everything overnight. You know, that's the same lie that Trump told Americans. And now look at America, it's a fucking joke. Because of him. I don't want the same for Canada. So, while I might have voted conservative in the last election, I am so fucking glad they lost. And I think back on it, I just feel like such a fucking idiot that I got suckered in because of Trudeau being so bad. Because it really felt like at the time there was no alternative. It was basically vote Conservatives or have Trudeau again for another 4 years. But then it was Carney. At the time, I thought it was just Trudeau 2.0. You know, an NDP, they weren't going to win. They never win. They haven't won in like 100 years or something. Jagmeet Singh just sunk the NDP party. Because years ago, I used to be like a fan of NDP, like when the other guy ran. I forgot his name now. But nowadays, I kind of just stop following politics. It's like, you know what? Carney's doing great. That's who I'll vote for next time around. Pierre, I don't expect him to even... I expect the Conservatives to probably just get rid of Pierre. I mean, the one good thing about Pierre being the Conservative leader is as long as he's the leader, the Carney's secure in being the Prime Minister. Because nobody's voting for Pierre. Except for real dumb people. Admittedly, I was one of them. Although at least I learned. But I mean, if I knew like what I know about Carney back then, like if I knew he was going to be that good, I would have voted for him then. Now it's like I've just kind of seen Conservatives for what they really are, and it's just like I will never vote Conservative again. They've lost me forever. It'll be a cold day in hell before I ever vote for a Conservative again in any election. I'm not saying I'm going to vote Liberal every time either, though. There may be some elections I might vote NDP. Hell, I might even vote Green. Just depends on the circumstances, but I ain't going to be no Conservatives. As long as Carney's running things, yeah, I'll keep voting for him. I'll be voting Liberal. Because that makes me a libtard now. But you know what? I don't like what Conservatives do. You know, you look at like provinces where healthcare has been butchered. It's always Conservative governments that do it because their goal is they want to privatize it and make Canada just like the USA, where poor people can't get medical. Middle class people lose everything in retirement because you get older, you got to go to the doctor again. So what happens? The medical bills. So people in the States, they're middle class, they think they got a retirement saved up, except, oh darn, you got a few doctor visits now because there's so much crap in the food there too. So then you just lose everything and you have to work till you fucking die, or you die anyways. Poor and broke. And the only people that benefit from that system are like the extremely wealthy, the Elon Musks and those people. The billionaire class, because the US bends over backwards for billionaires at the expense of everybody else. And I don't want to see that in Canada. And Conservatives in Canada, they're really just Republicans, but the Canadian version. They're very religious-y and just... There's another thing that's got to go, religion. My God, it's just... You look at all the harm it's done. Like, where's the good? Okay, you want to have your little belief in your fucking God or whatever? Fine, keep it to yourself. Leave me the fuck out of it. Stop trying to make laws for people based on your stupid religion. It's like whenever somebody says, do you believe in God? I always ask them this. Which God? Which one? There's fucking like thousands of them. Pick one. Well, let me guess. Yours, the one that you were indoctrinated, that's the real one? Yeah, right. It's like you might as well say you believe in the tooth fairy when you tell me you believe in God. The funny thing about that is when people tell me they believe in God, I immediately think less of them. Like you're stupid or something. Like, why? You're an adult, you have an imaginary friend, what's wrong with you? You know, unlearn it. You had that crap plugged in your head when you were 5. Unlearn it. You know, you found out the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus weren't real. Figure out that fucking God and Jesus aren't real either. It's the same shit. And you want to fucking make laws according to your fucking stupid Bible that's been rewritten and revised so many fucking times, it's probably nothing like the original. If the word of God's so absolute, why you got to change it all the time? You ever think about that? But then half these fucking Christians, they don't even read the Bible. They don't even know what's in it. They just get whatever the fucking priest tells them at the fucking church, and they think, oh yeah, it sounds right to me. You know, go read the fucking thing. That's what I urge you. If you're a Christian, you believe in God, go read the Bible front to back and try to understand it, make sense of it, and I swear by the end of it, you'll be atheist. Because no one in their right fucking mind could ever believe that fucking thing is real after reading it. Like, the religion's the ultimate scam. You know? You indoctrinate people when they're too young to fucking judge for themselves. You put it in their head all their life, and then you collect the fucking money. And then they use the money to lobby government so they don't even have to pay taxes. They build these mega churches and all this shit that nobody needs. They make things suck for everyone. I think to myself, how much science was lost because stupid religious people burned the scientists as witches. It's just sickening to think about. Makes me sad, like, and the capitalism too is just fucking destroying everything. Every time somebody makes some kind of, you know, free energy type device or efficient car that's electric or something, or a miracle battery or something, or some kind of tech like that, all of a sudden they mysteriously die. Like, come on, you can't see what's going on? I mean, when fucking Tesla died, he had all these great ideas for free energy and various other things, and apparently time travel too. And all of a sudden, they fucking just pillaged his inventions. Everything was just taken. Shelved. You know, they got light bulbs that could burn for 100 years, but yet the ones we're allowed to buy fucking barely last. Why do you think that is? Because they're purposely made to fucking die. Everything, you know, profits before the planet, right? And people just keep defending capitalism like there's nothing else better. It's like there's tons of things better. Like, it doesn't have to be this way, but it is. And I don't know that we can ever get out of it, because the billionaires, they're starting to become trillionaires now. And they're just using that money to fucking own the government. Like, you think voting for the people, like, yeah, you vote for the puppet they chose. So I can talk about, yeah, Mark Carney's, but even Mark Carney's like, he can only do so much. The States is just lost. They're run by oligarchs at this point. You know, Trump's another fucking billionaire that's just basically serving other billionaires. You think it's a coincidence that Elon Musk was in tight with Donald Trump at the start of his presidency, helped Donald Trump win the presidency, and then all of a sudden he becomes the world's first trillionaire? You think that's a coincidence? No, that's the payoff he got for putting Trump as the president, helping him rig the fucking election. When you follow the money, you find the truth. That's one thing I'll always tell you. You want to know the truth about something? Follow the money. Look at who benefits and who loses. It's always the people that lose. There's way too much corruption. Anyway, this vlog got kind of dark, didn't it? I didn't mean, but it's kind of, I get on that fucking rabbit hole and it's hard for me to stop talking about it. But I mean, every time I open YouTube up or even Facebook or whatever website, open the newspaper even, it's just, oh look, more bad news, more bad news. You know, the RAM shit for the AI data centers, and you know, they could just make more RAM, but they're just only selling it to them. They're price fixing like they did before. There was another RAM apocalypse years ago in the early 2000s. And they found out they were price fixing and it was illegal, and all they did was pay the fine and they walked away with profits like in the billions. And now they did it again and they're using the AI data centers as the excuse. Damn. And now we all have to pay the price. And even if they're found out this time around, all they'll do is pay some fucking bullshit fine and it'll look like a high number, but compared to the profits they've made, it'll be nothing. And then they'll do it again. I mean, the billionaires, the future they want is the one where none of us own anything. They want a subscription for everything, your entire life, every aspect of it. And those who can't afford the subscriptions, well, you just have to go without. And that's a dark future. That's a future I don't want to live in. So, you know, I talk about it. I talk about it on forums, webpage, anywhere I can comment. You know. The more people that speak up, the better chance we got of getting out of this hell that they're trying to fucking make for us. And I never understand the people that fucking cuck for the billionaires. Like, what are you doing? They don't like you, they hate you. Why are you cucking for them? One of Elon Musk's fucking satellites or something crashed into the moon. Nobody fucking gives a shit. There's some company that just got approved to sell the sun. So now they're gonna use some like big fucking dish to just redirect sunlight wherever they fucking want. And again, it'll be us that fucking pays the price. It's like the data centers, they fuck the environment, screw up all the water. People gotta listen to some hum and shit like that. It's a nightmare for people to live by them, but do they get anything from it? No, they get nothing. They get fucked, that's what they get. One thing about the billionaires, though, that they need to realize is the more they push the people and the masses, there's a lot more of us than them. You push people too far and we have nothing else to lose, that's when the revolt happens. That's when the French Revolution repeats itself and those fuckers are on guillotines. You know, they're only getting away with it now because most people are comfortable. But when shit becomes like too ridiculous and nobody can fucking afford anything, nobody owns anything anymore, and everyone's just got like, you know, we got nothing to lose. Then it'll happen. I'll tell you the future I want. I want the future where it's like Star Trek, where we're just fucking all living great and exploring the stars and having a great old time. No one's suffering, everything's fine. That's the future I want. That's not the one we're probably going to get the way things are going. Either AI will bring us the Terminator future, or the billionaires will bring us fucking steampunk future. Or they'll all just fuck off to Mars and leave us here on Earth after they destroy it to just basically die. It's just a sad reality we have to live with. Here's Keating. I could turn here, but nah, we'll keep going. I'll go to at least Newton, maybe further. I could go to McTavish or even do a whole airport loop, but I'm not sure I want to ride that far today. It's kind of hot out, so. I mean, the breeze on the bike's pretty good. How's the angle on this? Maybe tilt it forward a bit more. That might look a bit better. Still recording. There's a multitude of reasons I like to record these rides. Like, one, it's fun, and two, if somebody pulls some bullshit on me, at least I got video evidence of it. Yeah. Some driver runs me over or something, and it'll be on camera at least. Well, assuming the GoPro doesn't turn off. I mean, these days I can't really afford to buy another camera anyways, so I'm just kind of toughing it out with the GoPro. And it seems to be working all right today, though, so that's something. I don't record a lot of night rides, obviously, because it just doesn't do well at night. I mean, these days I kind of gotta really watch my money, because my current boss, who I just found out recently, is lost the license to the station I work at, so there's going to be a new owner in another month and a half, roughly. So there's a chance I might not even be rehired, even though I've been that place for like 29 years. Started in 1997. It's not an amazing job, but I mean, I'm not really qualified for anything else. So. I'm not that ambitious. I'd like to be a YouTuber one day, but you never know. Looking at my view numbers right now, I don't think that's going to happen either. I keep trying to get better, though. So. Little things here and there, little improvements. Keep trying to learn more. Maybe one day it'll happen, I don't know. I'm still going to make the videos, though, because even if I got no views, I just like doing it. You know, I like bike riding. I get to vent a little bit now. Yeah. So it's I don't know, it's like, it's a word, I just fucking can't think of it right now. I recently turned 54. So. Although I don't really look 54. Some people tell me anyway. But I live pretty clean, like I don't do any drugs at all, I don't drink. Been doing like a carnivore diet for 2 years. Maybe more low carb, because I do have some carbs here and there. Maybe it's more ketovore. Like sometimes I'll get like some frozen vegetables or something and some kind of mix, and I'll make like a stir fry with ground beef. But I don't do that too often. A couple times a year. Yeah. Today I did a beef and broccoli thing. But I kind of decided today I'm probably not going to do the broccoli anymore. I find I always feel the best when I just eat my burger patties and my eggs. That's what I mainly eat. On rare occasions, I'll get like a steak or something and try to cook it and usually fuck it up. And do like steak and eggs. But I find when I just stick with the meat and eggs, I always feel like the best. But I've definitely dropped a lot of weight. Like I used to be pretty fat 2 years ago. Like for example, I have 38 waist jeans. They used to be really tight, and I was thinking, oh, gee, I might have to go up to 40. And then I started on this like carnivore thing, and now if I don't wear a belt, my pants are falling down. Like, I've thinned out everywhere else too, like the arms, like the legs, face. You see it there. People that haven't seen me in a while, they're like, holy cow, you've lost a lot of weight. But yeah, it's like I can't wear my pants without a belt now. So the carnivore type thing, or ketovore, or whatever you want to call it, has been really good. But like, I'm not like really super strict carnivore either. How does this work? I guess this way. Confusing. Maybe I should have just followed the route the cart took. Oh. Alright. But like, I never gave up coffee or tea. Like, what I do nowadays is I never drink coffee hot anymore. I always just have it like cold. I make my own iced coffee is what I make. And the way I do it is I just brew a pot of coffee, and then I pour that into a glass pitcher that I got. It's about like a 2-liter pitcher, and the coffee will fill it most of the way up, and then I put a little bit of cream in there. Like, I buy the 18% because it's got like no carbs, no sugar. It's the healthier of the creams. Obviously, like raw milk would be more, but I tried with like the whipping cream one time because it was even more, but that like curdled or something in it. It didn't work well, so the 18% works well though. Even the 10, like I'll have the 10 if I'm at work because I don't have another choice, and I'll just drink tea with that in there. Oh, and the other thing I do is I buy like liquid stevia, the like sweet something or whatever it's called, but it's got like no ingredients in it. It's just like basically water and stevia. Or stevia leaf or whatever. So I mix that, and that's all I put in my iced coffee. It's just some liquid stevia, and then a bit of cream, and then I just put it in the fridge. And then I drink a lot of that. It's great on hot days. Well, not too much of it, but I can't really drink just straight water. I tried, it just doesn't work for me. And then like tea, I'll just put like a little cream. I get the Earl Grey, the stash tea, because it doesn't have microplastics. I researched, and that was one of the few that didn't, so I was like, that's the one. I like the Earl Grey one. So I get that, and again, a little bit of stevia, and I'll drink that at work. And a lot of times I only eat like once or twice a day. A lot of days, like on work days, I'll usually only eat once in a day, because unless I have like some pepperoni in the morning or something, I might get that for a quick snack if I don't want to eat too much. But yeah, I don't eat a ton anymore. I will cheat every once in a while though, admittedly, but very rarely. But I find, like, in my case, cheating every now and then will keep me on the carnivore. Because whenever I do, like for example, sometimes I might take my daughter to Dairy Queen and I'll go get like a peanut butter parfait. It's the only thing I'll ever get from there. I'll get that. Sometimes I'll get a burger or something, but that's what I call a cheat day. And then if I go to a movie, I'll usually get like a Diet Coke and a small popcorn. And then you can ask for real butter, so I always do that. And then again, I'll do a fast for 24 hours before I'll eat again. and I find that works. But I mean, I don't go to a lot of movies anyway. It's got to be a pretty good fucking movie for me to go to it. But I mean, like after the news I got, it's kind of like, I might be on unemployment in a month, so. We'll see. On my helmet screen there. We're up by a kind of farmy area. It's like wheat or something. I don't know. And the other thing I'll do sometimes is I'll buy like a pack of buns, and then what I'll do when I make my hamburger patties, I'll just put 2 patties on 1 bun, so I only have 1 bun, and then eggs. And the only thing I'll ever put on it usually is I might get cheese and melt it on, like real cheese or something. But most of the time it'll just be the 2 patties on the bun. Because my thoughts are with carbs, if it's under 50, it's fine. I mean, I Googled what's considered low carb, and it came up with 50 to 100, so I lowball it. And usually the buns I get, like, it'll be like 30 carbs for the 1 bun, and then that's all I have that day, with the burger patties and the eggs. And then other times I might get just some ground beef, and I'll just cook that up, and I'll mix some eggs with it. And then I'll just have that. But that's pretty much the bulk of what I eat there. There's not a lot. Like sugar, cereal. I used to eat Life cereal every day. That was my big go-to when I bought cereal. That, or I get fucking like Raisin Bran or some shit. Oatmeal, because everyone says, oh, oatmeal's healthy. Turns out oatmeal's like a horrible thing for you. But I get like just like pasta too. I had pasta with everything. Like my one meal I used to make a lot would be hamburger with like a box of Kraft Dinner. And then I get like a can of cream of mushroom soup, and I'd mix that together. I mean, it tasted good, but it wasn't exactly healthy. Newton Road, we'll take that. But that's the kind of stuff I would get. Or I get like a fucking can of ravioli and eat that, and it's just nothing good. I buy packs of cookies. I used to make iced coffee different then. I would get like I would make like a pot of coffee, but I would put only half of it in the pitcher, and then the rest I would fill up with milk and sugar and shit. And so it was more milk than coffee. And I get like 2% milk, and I look back now, I go, oh God, no wonder. Sit there, eat like a roll of cookies and dumping them in milk. And prior to the carnivore, I'm like, well, let me cut some of the sugars out. Oh, I still having ravioli and all this pasta and everything else. And, gee, it's not working. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You're using 2% milk in your iced coffee. You can't figure out why it's not working. Ah, you know, life's a learning experience. I really wish I had found the carnivore stuff like years ago, honestly. But yeah, now it's like I walk through the grocery store and like 90% of the stuff in there just looks like poison to me. And the funny thing now is I always felt sluggish and shit like in my 20s, 30s, and not a lot of energy. And now I think I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life at 54. Which is kind of fucking weird. That's kind of what carnivore does for you. Or ketovore, or keto even. You gotta be careful if you're trying keto, because there's a lot of bullshit products that are just processed shit, and they write the word keto on it, and people think it's healthy. It's not. It's fucking garbage. You know, the best thing to do, read the ingredients. If there's more than 1 or 2 ingredients, it's bad for you. Like condiments, I don't have ketchup or nothing anymore. Like unless I'm in a restaurant, then I just, whatever's on the burger is fine. Because I know I'm gonna fast for 24 hours anyways, afterwards. But even that, I don't go to restaurants hardly ever anymore either. Because it's just too expensive to go to a restaurant. And then the tipping culture too is getting insane. Like, and I'll leave like a 20% tip when I go to a restaurant. Now people are saying, "Oh, that's not good enough." And I say, "Well, fuck you. That's all you're getting." 20% is a fucking generous tip, especially when you look at the bills they charge. It's like, I remember when I was younger, like my 20s, I'd go to like Denny's. You could get a burger with fries and gravy and a cup of coffee, and it was like $6. And that was only in the 90s, like, which doesn't really feel that long ago, but I guess now that I'm thinking about it, it is kind of long, but still, like, it was so cheap. Like, we used to go there, you get bottomless coffee for $1. And you could just get a side of fries for $2, or a burger for $3, or you get a burger with come with fries, and it'd be like $5. So I would usually go get like a burger, fries, and a coffee. It'd come to about $6, and I'd throw a 10 on the table, and it was a great tip. Now you get a burger, and it's $25 for just a burger and whatever side comes with it. And then you got to pay like another $4 or $5 for your coffee to go with it, and it ends up being $30 per person. So you want to bring a friend or somebody or pay, it ends up being like a $60, $70 bill every time. And it's just like, it's not worth it, especially I'd rather just cook at home anyways. Have my meat and eggs. So I don't go to restaurants hardly ever now. Like the last time I think I really went to a restaurant was like, we went to Dairy Queen like last week because we went to mini golf, and then we took a taxi there, which I regret now because I realized I could have just locked the bike up and it would have been in view of the guy, but I didn't know that. So if we go mini golfing again, I'll be taking the bike. It was expensive. It was like $20 in cab ride just to get there. And then we walked up to the Dairy Queen and coming back. We didn't take the cab straight back. We walked around for a little bit. We looked at some farms and whatnot. And their friend got I think strawberries or something from the farm. I didn't bother because I don't really eat much fruit. I tend to stay away from it. I used to think like fruits and vegetables were healthy, but now they're not. But every now and then I'll still get the odd vegetable here and there. Sometimes the thing I'll make is I'll get like an onion and I'll just chop that up and I'll mix it with ground beef and then I'll add an egg. That's pretty good. But yeah, 90% of the time, what I'm generally eating is 2 burger patties with about 4 or 5 eggs. If I have a bun with the burgers, which I like to do, then I have 4 eggs. And a lot of times I'll have that like once a day. Or if it's the weekend, I might have something like that twice a day, or I might make a stir fry one of the days. And then again, like very rarely I'll try to make a steak. It's expensive to get steak. It costs like $20-$30 just to buy the damn thing. And then if you fuck up cooking it, it's like all that money out the toilet. It's gone. I mean, I guess it all goes out the toilet anyway eventually, but I want to eat it first, you know? I'm not flushing steaks down the toilet, by the way. It was like a turn of phrase or whatever, figure of speech. But I've had times where like I go to make a steak and it looks like it's perfectly done, and then I go to bite into it and it's fucking all bleeding and oh shit, I didn't cook it enough. And then other times, okay, well, I'll cook it longer and I'll try to make it like more well done or something, and then I look at it and it's like fucking burned. And then I was like, well, I know how to eat it anyway. And that's like top for like fucking chewing on a fucking leather jacket. So this is why I don't make steak very often. See, with the burger patties, I kind of know the time and how long it takes to cook them, so I just set the timer on my phone and put them on for whatever minutes, and then flip them and put them on for more minutes or whatever, and then that's it. But with steak, you can't really do that because every steak you buy, they're like a different size and they're not really consistent, and so you kind of got to guess. I guess I should buy a meat thermometer or something and do that. Because I had one steak, I thought it looked like maybe it was approaching well done, so I thought, well, it's probably done, and it was fucking frozen in the middle. I'm like, shit. So it's just like, me and steaks just don't work well. I don't like to order steaks from restaurants either, because they'll charge insane prices for them. So I tend to just, I know like steak's supposed to be like the healthiest thing, yeah, but for me it's too expensive and I can't really cook them. So I do burger patties or ground beef. And then if I want snacks, I'll get like pepperoni sticks. But it works out. Got yakking about the carnivore there quite a while. But I mean, I'll tell you, you want to be healthy, you fucking eat meat and eggs, you'll be gold. You know, I think when I was fatter, before doing the carnivore, like, this is gonna get nasty, but the shits I used to take were just fucking awful. They were like really like not really runny, but they weren't like very solid, and it would take like a half a roll of toilet paper, sometimes a roll of toilet paper just to fucking clean up, because it just seemed like the more you wipe it just never would go away. And then now it's like, you know, one big drop thing comes out and then a quick wipe and you're gone. Like, I barely use any toilet paper now. What is this fucking normal nightmare is this? So, but yeah. I didn't even see what they're building here. I guess we're gonna be here a little while. At least it's shady in this spot. A little bit more over here. Yeah, there we go. Right in the shade, perfect. But I mean, yeah, like, hoops clean up better. So it's worked out well. I used to have Tums all the time because everything gave me indigestion, so I'd be popping Tums like candy all the time. Now, I almost never touch Tums. I almost never have to take painkillers. I used to get like really bad toothaches or headaches and things, and so I'd have Advil all the time, and don't take any of that anymore. So it's been, I've eliminated basically all my medications too. That's the other thing about the meat and eggs is, you don't really have to take them. And I also felt too, like, before I did the carnivore switch, I think I was starting to become pre-diabetic, because I was seeing some of the symptoms and nothing now. it's been great. Another thing, like at 54, I don't even have any gray hair yet. No wrinkles, no laugh lines. Somebody told me that I looked like a 30-year-old. So we're talking about something from like the 90s or whatever, and I started talking about that, and they're like, "How would you know? You weren't even around then." I'm like, "I'm 54, dude," and they're like, "No, you're not." Nice and cool in this spot. Oh yeah, so like lately I've been kind of stressing a little bit about like the job thing, because the idea of being jobless isn't very appealing to me. Oh, there's a horse there. Another horse over there too. Until whichever way it goes, I'm going to be probably stressing out about that for a while. Like at this point, I kind of want the September date, 15th, to just get here so I can get it over with and see if I'm still working or not. Yeah, go ahead. My turn. I'd rather just let the car go than end up getting hit or something. But also my previous boss, he still owes me like 2 months of wages that he's supposed to try to catch up. So hopefully that gets paid off before he disappears. If not, I'll have to go to court, and I don't want to have to do that. So I just hope he just pays me out and I don't have to worry about it. Like an overpassing here, isn't there? Yeah. Now we'll just take the light. Here, there we go. We're basically out by Sydney right now, like just the outskirts. We'll do some off-roading. There we go. I am quite happy with this GoPro stand that I got off of Temu of all places. It was like $7, but man, it works good. So I had these other ones that were regular mount, but I would find the camera would like tilt one way or the other. So this one, it's got like a regular camera mount, so I just screw the GoPro right onto it, so it don't tilt forward or backwards, and then it just kind of clamps onto my handlebars. And then if I want, I can just easily unclamp, and I can also use it like a selfie stick or whatever if there's something cool I want to show you. And I'm stopped. So yeah, it's been great. Definitely recommend those. But it's like a little mini thing. It's got like balls or something in it, like a little twist thing. It like it clamps onto the handlebars, and it's very easy to use. So yeah, nice for my ride. I got some chest straps too, but I tried them out, and all you could see was my handlebars on them. You couldn't see nothing on the ride, so I was like, well, that's no good. So I didn't use the chest strap much. I got two of them. I got one for a phone and one for a GoPro. I mean, I could have used one for both, but I couldn't think of anything else to make the order enough. So I had to have one of each. But I did probably work on my scooter maybe, but then I could just clamp this thing onto there. It would be probably better. So I don't know that I'll ever even use those chest straps. I mean, in the future, when I know what's going on with like the job and whether or not I get paid, I'll update you guys about it. You know, the 3 of you that are watching. You know, why not, right? Let people know. I'm gonna try to work out editing a little better, try to learn more about it. Little lizard. Because I was kind of thinking like maybe with some of these vlogs, maybe instead of just recording the whole vlog and putting that up with the full ride, maybe I could cut it back a bit, start editing chunks out, maybe make it shorter. I don't know if you want to see that or not though. It might be a little easier to get through. But then I thought, you know, I do take the clips out of them anyways, so you don't necessarily have to watch the whole thing. A lot of the best parts I'll clip out into individual videos. And then you can watch like the whole vlog. I'm still kind of learning YouTube, really. Like, I've had my YouTube account since 2007. But I never really posted on it. Like, just the odd thing here and there, you know, shit from my phone or whatever. So, a lot of years I just didn't put much up there. I did a couple of drum videos. A couple of videos from the gas station. They weren't very good because we were just kind of filming the office cam with my phone. But it was only like about 2 months ago, maybe 2.5 months ago now, that I bought a GoPro Hero 13 because that was kind of what people recommended. And then I got a DJI Mic Mini so I could get good sound and stuff. And then I started taking YouTube a bit more seriously. So I've been making a lot of these ride vlogs, and I also got a better desktop mic so I could do gameplay videos and stuff, because I play a lot of DC Universe online, so I like making videos of those. See, those guys are always the fastest on the trail. But the e-bikes get all the flack. I mean, I could crank up my speed if I wanted to right now and keep up with them and see how fast they're actually going, but I don't know that I care that much. If I had to guess, I'd say they were doing about 35, 40. Which, you know, it's fine. Should we run through Heritage Village since we're here? I might as well. I'll do a little burn through here. Let you see, maybe we'll get lucky and the train will be running. Cars going through. We'll do a little loop through here. I've gone through here before on some of my rides, but it's kind of neat. Usually the trains never run. There was one day when the train was running, and I thought I had a bunch of footage of it, but unfortunately that was the day my GoPro turned off on me for the first time. So I ended up getting nothing. And then since then I've gone through here a few times and it's never running. Where's the turn? I think here. That's okay then. Yeah, that's a dead end there. That's kind of a neat little area here. There's sort of a duck pond there, but it's kind of hard to see. And there's like this little, I'll go this way and we'll come loop around or whatever. It's a lot of like old, like 1800s looking buildings and things. Look at the old fire truck. It's like a lot of history. Yeah. There's like some old cars in there. No, there's the rocket I was talking about. Got some old buildings here. And there's like this little sort of, some old little houses here. It's kind of, give me a bit of that. And on the other side there, it just goes back out to where we were. So we'll just loop around this way and go back out. And that's pretty much Heritage Village there. I still see the light on, so we should still be recording. Yeah, I could never have a GoPro mounted to like my head or something, like one of those head straps, because I'd always be worried, is it on or off? I'd have to stop every 5 feet and check. Be so worried about losing footage. I never expected to have a GoPro, but everybody says, oh, GoPros are so great and they're awesome. And when they are recording, the video is pretty good. You got the DJI mic with it there, it's with these Hero 13s. You just Bluetooth it in, and the sound is really good on the voice. So, very impressed with that. But I kind of feel like maybe I should have got a DJI camera. Because sometimes I'll bring my daughter with me. She'll ride on the back of the bike, but I can't use 2 mics with this camera with Bluetooth. You can only have one at a time. So I never got a second mic. But so when I bring her, I kind of just stick the mic on my shoulder, and then but it's not as good a quality as when I got it just clipped to like how I do today. Because I'm by myself, so the audio is a lot better. But like daytime video and stuff, like you get a pretty nice wide shot with a GoPro, so you see a lot of the scenery. It's really good for like your view if you're watching it. And then I like to do like sped up versions of my ride, but that's just because I like watching them. Like this one, if I do a sped up version of it, it'll have to have like music over it, because otherwise it'll sound weird with the talking. But sometimes I'll do a ride where like I'll just be quiet, I won't say anything, and then you get like the sounds, and those sound so cool sped up. I got a couple on my channel. But there's like approved YouTube music you can use over them, which, because I find if it's just silence, it's hard to stay engaged with it. But a lot of the sped up rides, you know, they end up being really short. Like I'll take like a 2-hour ride, it'd be like 6-7 minutes. Like this little Newton loop we did here. Well, I don't actually need to do a sped up ride of this one because I already did one. It was pretty much the exact ride we did today. So this one will really just be about the vlog, I guess. Just passing the area here. This is where they grow pumpkins for Halloween and shit. Like I don't think they'd be growing them yet, but probably too early in the season, so they grow other shit. But like probably pretty soon they'll be growing the pumpkins. I'll show you something kind of funny. There's this skeleton on the tractor here. There you go. Alright. Thought that was kind of funny. I never actually went inside. I see people here all the time, like eating stuff or whatever, but never been in there. birds flying across there. Not sure what they're growing there. Probably wheat. That might be pumpkins. I don't know. I'll probably do a ride by here at some point when there's pumpkins. In a few months. We shall see. Earlier in the summer, this was all like flooded out, and there was a bunch of ducks and shit swimming around. Pretty soon we'll be on the treed part of the trail too, so it'll be a lot more shady. And then I'll like maybe see how low the battery is in case I gotta change batteries, because I am recording in 4K, so it might burn through the battery quicker. Like I was recording in 1080p before, because that's what they said you should use for vlogs. And what 4K? I didn't go to the 5K. I don't think I really need to go to that. But I feel like 4K is probably good enough. I think 5K would probably overheat, turn off. We'll see how good the 4K looks. I'm not sure when you'll see this vlog because I still got a bunch of other stuff that I've uploaded that's all scheduled. So it could be some weeks before you see this. But you won't know that you're waiting, so it'll be fine. It'll just be like, hey, look at that, there it is. So I won't tell you what day it is. But yeah, like when I upload them to YouTube, it's like sometimes I'm like 3-4 vlogs behind you. I started trying to do them like more weekly too, with the vlog sake episodes, and then the clips I'll put like throughout. I still do like some sped up rides here and there. Some straight up no talking rides. I thought those no talking rides would be kind of like if you wanted to ride a stationary bike or something. It'd give you something to watch. Sort of feel like you're riding a bike, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure how many of those I'll actually make, because I don't even know if people even like those. It seemed like a neat idea. But I did a couple with just no talking and it's just a ride, and then I did one where I took a vlog I did and I just muted the sound and put music over it, so one of them is just all music. But that was like too much music and stuff. I thought, So I think with those, I'll just do no talking rides and put them there. And then those also make fun little sped up rides too. 4-way, is it clear? It looks clear. I know like when wintertime comes, there's gonna be a lot more rain, so I won't get a lot of clear days anymore. So the rides will start being less and less at least for winter. So during the summer, I'm trying to get as many rides in as I can. Try to keep them like somewhat interesting. But I mean, you get a good view and stuff too, so even if I'm not really talking about too much, there's still the view. And even these, if you're on like an exercise bike, you can just mute the sound and listen to music or something, like your own music, and then you still get to watch the ride, right? I mean, that's what I would do if I was riding an exercise bike. I would get an exercise bike, but I got nowhere to put it in my place. And my place is really small. It's like I could have an exercise bike or I could have my drums, and I choose my drums. Even though I barely play them anymore. But every once in a while I will go on the kit and bang away for a while. Do some drum covers. I never really recorded because I can't get the recordings of those to sound that good right now. I gotta set the recording up for them. And since I barely play, I haven't been all that motivated to do it. Hell, I'm still rocking a TD9, like a rolling kit that I bought back in 2008. I'm still using it. It still works for it too, though. I mean, it's not the original kit I had. I've added some pieces to it, like I got better cymbals for it, and although I'm using the original hi-hat one right now because the other one's in a box. I could probably put that one on too, but I updated the kick pad, and I got a bigger ride, a bigger crash. I added a couple of pads, so it's 4 toms and the snare then. But that kit's great, it does the job. And then my acoustic set, like a few years ago, I went on this kick where I wanted to convert it to electronic. Because I thought that would be kind of nice to be able to play on my acoustic set, right? Even though I couldn't because I live in an apartment. But I wasn't in a band or nothing, so it was kind of just sitting there collecting dust. So I got like rolling mesh heads and stuff for the top and bottom, and I put all mesh heads on it. And then I got like rolling triggers and some other rolling cymbals and things. And I was running like a converted kit, and it worked okay, but it was still like a little bit too loud, even with the mesh heads. Oh, some horse shit there. I guess we'll see a horse soon. It looked kind of fresh. But yeah, I did like the whole like conversion, and then I bought this other module for it that had more realistic sounds. I mean, it was kind of cool, but I ended up just going back to my other regular rolling kit with the smaller pads. It was just smaller for my room, so it worked better. But that conversion ended up costing me like a few $1,000s. Because those mesh heads weren't cheap, triggers and stuff. And their module, and I think what I spent, I was like, oof, what a waste of money. I really should have just stuck with the rolling kit the whole time, because that's what I'm back on anyways. And that's how it goes. Then I'm on the nice little shady parts of the trail here with the trees, which is kind of nice. But yeah, so I'm not doing that anyway. I got all that stuff in a box, and the drums just kind of stacked up. I might even just get rid of them, sell them off or something. Just keep the electric ones. The current ones, the rolling ones. I don't know. I mean, again, in a month I might be jobless. I might have to sell a lot of things. Maybe sell everything, move to another city. I don't know. It's all, the future's like up in the air. I don't know. Like, even though my job's just like working nights at a gas station or whatever, I don't mind it. It's generally quiet. I get some video gaming in. It makes me enough money, I'm not like a greedy person. I don't need a lot of money. Like recently, I'd cut my days back. I was like, let me just work 3-day weeks for a while, and I was doing that, and I really loved it. But now that the job might not be there, I'm going to be going back to the 4-days, 4-10s, in case I got to go on unemployment insurance. I don't want it based on the lower ones. So The current boss is like, hey, you should probably do that. Yeah. See, there's people that ride slower than me. I'm only going 20. I think the limits for the trail, it's either 25 or 30. So they must be going like 10 or 15 now. Which is pretty. I still see the red light blinking. I was meaning to stop somewhere and check the battery. I kind of forgot about it. It's still going though, so maybe it's fine. We've only rode 31.4 kilometers so far. But I don't think we're too far. See, last time I did this run though, I got caught in the rain and it rained for most of it. Like I got up to the point where I turned on Newton Road and it started sprinkling a little bit, and then it kind of stopped, and then I got up to where the McDonald's was, where we turned, and it just started raining harder and harder. And by this point in the trail I was soaked, so I ended up taking a shortcut back. But today, not like that. So then again, maybe I might do a sped up version of this one too, I don't know. Just because the other one's got like a bunch of rain on it. I don't know. We'll see. I might keep this one on my hard drive and use it for editing practice so I can learn how to video edit. Usually like what I do is when I upload them to YouTube, I'll delete them because they're pretty big files. I can't have that kind of shit on my drive for too long. Like if I saved every video I uploaded, my hard drives would be full 10 times over. So I generally make them, I upload them, and then I delete them. So I guess if I ever lost my YouTube channel, I would just lose everything. But there's not much I can do about it. I don't have the hard drive space, nor can I afford to add the hard drive space to be able to save everything. And my other thoughts on that are I mostly do ride vlogs anyways, and I like riding, so even if I lost them all, it really wouldn't be that difficult for me to record new ones. I would just kind of hate to lose the history, but you know, what are you going to do? I don't really know how you can back up YouTube, so. I'm still kind of learning. Stop right here for 2 seconds, just to look at the camera. It's in the yellow. It's not red yet. I can't read the percentage with my helmet on. We'll be coming up near the ocean pretty soon. You probably won't see it because it's off to the left pretty far, but I can feel the breeze from it already. That is one nice thing about like living in Victoria is if it's a really hot day, all you really got to do is go hang out next to the ocean. You don't even have to go in it, just hang out next to it, and the breeze from it is so nice and cool. It's better than any air conditioner. yeah, I highly recommend that part anyway. I mean, it's a bit of an expensive city to live in too. I mean, if I relocated, I've been here so long that I don't even know where I would relocate to. Probably just Vancouver, which is even more expensive. Kind of like, yeah. Because I wouldn't want to live in some small little shit town because there's nothing there. Wi-Fi is gonna suck. It's not much to do. I find people in some of the small towns can be really like snobby if you don't like fit their vibe or whatever. You know, I'm kind of like a heavy metal guy, so small towners don't like me. There we go. Like they can be snobbish. I'm not saying they're all like that. Just some of the ones that I've been through. Some of the people that can be really just assholes. Very Karenish. But again, that's not every town. I've been through some where it just seemed like everybody there was super nice. So. But that's the gamble with a small town. You don't know which version you're gonna get. It's like, am I gonna get the version full of nice people, or am I gonna get the version full of Karens? And I like bigger cities anyway. Like Victoria's not like a huge city, but we have stuff like it's definitely bigger than the city I grew up in. That city was small. Town in Alberta. That's all I'll give you on that one. But I've been there. I've been here more than I've been there, so I don't really have any ties there anymore. Other than a few relatives I'll chat with on Facebook, which is the only reason I even keep Facebook. It's just to talk to them. I heard MySpace is making a comeback. That'd be interesting. I used to have a MySpace years ago. Well, I didn't, but one of my bandmates did, because I used to have a band, and we had a band website on there. The band was called Birth of Sickness at the time. It was like back in 97, 98, 99 for that band. That band lasted for about a little over 3 years, and then it broke up, and then we shortened the name to STICK and turned it into an acronym. It was Society is Creating Killers was the acronym. Which I came up with that name as a joke, and then the rest of the bandmates all loved it, and so it ended up being the name. And I never really liked that name, even though I came up with it. I just kind of were spitballing ideas, and I just sort of threw it out there as like a joke idea. I thought people would laugh at it, and then they liked it. Yeah, it's funny how the things like that work. So then we did that. We had some different iterations of that, and then I ended up doing the band thing for about 15 years or so, and then eventually I had to move out, and then I had nowhere to really have a jam spot, so I kind of just never got any other bands after that. And then like work kind of got more harder to do. Like it's used to 11 to 7 shifts, and then it changed. It was 10 to 6s, and it was kind of harder to do a band then. And then my shifts became like 10 at night to 8 a.m., which is what they are now, and so 4 days a week. So it's like work days I can't really do much. I kind of have to live for the weekend. I sort of hope that if the new boss does keep me, which would, could happen too, because I'm on my 4th boss right now. Give you a little history. It was a Mohawk when I started there, and the boss was this Wayne guy, and he was the one that hired me. And then it became a Husky, and then he sold it. And then I had Nassim and Akbar, and they were pretty nice. And they had it for a couple of years, and then they sold it. And then I had another guy named Anoop, and he was all right. And he had him for about 4 or 5 years, and then he sold it. And then I had Taz, who I have now, and I had him for like a lot of years. He was generally a pretty good boss until like the last year or so, and he kind of started slacking on paying me. But I sort of stuck with it though, because he was so nice to me over the years. Like, I guess it's a Gen X thing, but I just have that kind of loyalty. So I never like got on. I said, he'll catch me up eventually, is what I kind of figured. And he says he's gonna catch these up. I mean, we'll see. He's only got like a month and a half to do it, and I'm owed about 4 or 5 checks. But my situation with that is just kind of, I'm just gonna have to trust and hope he pays me, and then hope that the new people hire me, and if they don't, well, then I gotta go try to find another job, and if I don't get paid out, then I gotta go to labor board and probably court to get paid, and I'm not really looking forward to that. So I'm just hoping he pays me. I don't have to worry about it. But I feel like with him, because he's been such a good boss over the years, I feel like he would try to pay me. Maybe I'm naive, but sometimes I like to try to see the best in people, I guess. So, still stressing about it. It's just the unknown. It's just the job market. I'm not sure how it's going to be. I'd probably end up working on another station anyways. But yeah, it's a Chevron now. So it was a Mohawk, and then it was a Husky, and then it was a Chevron. I mean, if I lose a job, there's a Chevron near me. I just apply there probably. Because it's like I'm not really experienced in anything, and I'm not monetized on YouTube, so I don't see that happening anytime soon. Maybe never, who knows. All I can do with YouTube is just keep trying to make good content, keep trying to make it better. Always improve, learn my way. But I mean, that could be years. So. In the meantime, gas station jobs. That's it. It's just how it is. Bike stop there, but it's too sunny. I was gonna stop and give the battery another check on the camera. See how much power I got left. Maybe there's some shade here. Maybe there's somewhere I can pull off and not be in anybody's way. I'll try here. I'll just pull off to the side here a little bit. There we go. See where the battery's at. It's in the red now. Oh, it's at 5%. All right, well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna just pause this and change the battery. We'll be right back, which will be instant for you. And we're back with a fresh battery. That's the joy of having 2 batteries. I can keep one in my pocket and swap it out. Now we got a full battery again. We're at the 35 kilometer mark. 35.7, so we'll be 36 pretty soon. And camera stayed on the whole time, so I guess that little format I did on the computer helped it. So that's cool. Forgot what I was talking about. Moss on that tree. But we're kind of at the tail end of the ride anyway. I probably could have just cut the vlog there, but I'm like, let me keep going. I was talking to my boss. Yeah, anyways, that's enough about the work stuff. It's depressing. Ideally, I hope it just fucking continues on like it always has. It's just I like to stay at the same place, and as far as work goes, I mean, as far as jobs go, it's a pretty easy job. So there's not a lot of work to do. It's the work is just when the crackheads come and you got to deal with them. They can be a pain in the ass. But I mean, in a perfect world, I'd just do YouTube for a living and quit the job, but can't do that right now. That's the dream, anyway. As I say, one day, but not today. Today's a nice day. Like I wouldn't want to walk in this because that would just be too hot and awful. But to ride in, not too bad. And bike battery still got 4 bars. Which is good. But that's because I don't ride fast, right? I mean, eventually, if the B-bikes get banned, I'll just get a regular bike, I guess. Won't be as fun, but maybe I won't be able to ride as far. You know, they change the laws and ruin everything. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. Aside from vote for the other party. Yeah. But I mean, I don't see me driving anytime soon. Because when I was younger, I was stupid and I drove without a license and got tickets and couldn't pay them because I was on welfare at the time. So, from what I understand, those tickets stay on your record forever. So, I think I had about, I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000 worth of tickets at the time. And if there's interest, and that was like 30 years ago too, right? So, if they put interest on that, I mean, who knows what it costs now? More than I make. So, having a car is kind of a pipe dream for me. It's probably never gonna happen. It kind of sucks, you know. You do some stupid shit when you're younger, and then it screws you up for the rest of your life. So, I ride bikes, I ride scooters. That's it. If they license those, I guess I just won't be able to do. I'll have to stay in the house, I guess. I don't know. Won't be able to get anywhere. I mean, for me, a bike is like my mobility. I mean, a scooter, if the scooter goes away and if I get too wicked with the laws, I'll just sell the scooter and I'll get like a lesser powered one or something. Or I'll get like a cheap regular bike that I'm not too worried about leaving locked up. Use that for my shopping and shit. But I mean, up until like 2022, I think it was, I would just walk everywhere. It was hard. But I lived like close enough to a grocery store back then like, too, so it was doable. Like where I live now, walking to the grocery store, it's not possible. They're all too far away. Like it's a long walk to the grocery store and then to like lug it back. Cause I would have to take cabs, you know, even more money I don't have. So The bike and the scooter really do help a lot. And then like where I work, if I had to walk, I couldn't get to work from where I live. Like because I ride a bike and a scooter, that was why I was able to move out a little further into the place we got. Because before this, I was living in a horrible rooming house. There was like my daughter there and her mother there. Like we're not a couple, but we stayed friends. So we were all living in this fucking shithole where they'd have crackheads moving in there with us, and then that's your roommate now. So I was stuck there for 7 years. Because the housing market, thanks to Trudeau, it just got ruined. And like I was living in a duplex with other roommates before, and then we got rent-evicted because the housing market fucking exploded because of Trudeau. And I know it's like I sound like some nut job blaming Trudeau, but I can back it up with facts. Because I used to look, I was kind of fed up with the roommate I was living with anyway, so I would look at like rentals all the time when I was walking to work. And I would see like, you know, vacancy, 1, 2, 3 bedroom on every building, like just tons of vacancies. And then Trudeau got in, and within 6 months of Trudeau getting in, I saw just a huge influx of immigrants. Like first it was Syrian refugees, because he brought in like, he just opened it up to like all these Syrian, they started all coming, and then a ton of East Indians, and you just saw a huge influx. And then I was walking to work and I started seeing the things, like all of a sudden there's less vacancies, then no vacancies, then waiting list. And then it was just like there was nowhere to live, you couldn't find a place. And then in like 2017, there's only 2 years after Trudeau, and he basically just broke immigration. Everywhere you go, it looked like India. Like Canada kind of became India too, or something, or Canindia, whatever you want to call it. And I wish I was making this up, but this is what I'd seen firsthand. You gotta remember, I work a job where I see the public. So I saw a huge increase in East Indian people. And even like everywhere you go around town, like I know like delivery drivers suddenly were all East Indian. Every store you go to, they were all East Indian. And I know why. I mean, I get it. I don't blame them for coming here. They're just doing what they're gonna do. So it was Trudeau's doing. So I don't think I'm some like racist guy that doesn't hate any people, because it's quite the opposite. Most of the Indian people I met have all been quite nice. So. But the point is he brought too many in at once, and it wasn't sustainable, and the housing market couldn't handle it. So 2017, like we'd go to look for an apartment, and you go to the place to look for it there, right? And there'd be 30 people there waiting to see it. And that was just that showing at that time, and the next hour there'd be another 30. So there were literally hundreds of people looking at like one little apartment, and you'd never get it. It was like you had no hope. And then like the place we're in now, we got lucky. Like we just kind of saw it on Facebook there, and we went and looked, and it was like us and one other person. It was a nice change. And then the landlord chose us because we're a family, and so we've been like model tenants. Rent's paid always on the first. No one complains about us because we're quiet. We don't fight or nothing really. We're not loud. So the landlord loves us. So, but you know, we paid $2,100 a month for like a 2-bedroom. My daughter's got a room and I got a room, and then her mother's got the living room essentially. But she doesn't have any stuff really. And we got kind of like the scooter. Then we got the garage and stuff to keep the bikes and stuff. But, yeah. It's decent. We're happy to have it. You know, we pay like $700 each, and then we pay for the internet. About $40 each. Well, I pay a little extra on the internet just because. Internet's about $127. So we each pay 40, and then I pay the extra 7. Just because it makes the math easier. Like really, I just get $40 from each of them, and then I pay the bill is what happened. But, so that's how it's at now. But it works out because then it's fine. But anyway, like if you look at housing prices too, like they tripled under Trudeau. Like 2014, I was looking at apartments, and you could get a nice 1-bedroom apartment for about $600 a month. You could get a 2-bedroom, like what we're living in, that would have been like $700 in 2014. In 2017, when I was looking for a place, those same 1-bedrooms were like $1,100, $1,200 for the dumpy ones, $1,500. Now you're paying like $2,000 for some 1-bedrooms, $1,500 for like a batch pad. It's nuts. And since Carney took over, it seems like more places are opening up for a little less now, I've noticed. Because he kind of put a stop to so much immigration, so it's calming down a bit. It's starting to get doable again to find a place. Because like we initially were going to get just a 3-bedroom, right? But forget that. They were like $3-4 grand when we were looking. And that was above our pay grade. Cause like my daughter, she's got like ADHD or whatever, so she gets disability. And then same with the mother, she gets disability too. I'm the only one that actually works. You know, and I work in like a gas station for $19 an hour. Minimum wage is $18.25, so I'm not like Mr. King Money either. And then I was doing like the lesser hours, so I was making about $2 grand a month for the last few months there. But it's gonna be a bit more now because I gotta work extra hours just in case. We covered that already. And that's just the way it is. I mean, probably like what they do ones is like I'll work the 4-day weeks for a while, but then eventually like I'll ask to go back to my 3s. But I'll wait until they're happy with me first. Because the thing about me is like when I do work, like I get all the work done that I need to get done, and I'm reliable. Like I don't really miss days. Like I was there for 29 years, and in all that time, I think I was late a handful of times, like maybe 5 times. Called in sick, I think once. I'm reliable. That's my strong point. You know? Oh yeah, stop to the light. It's fucking warm. That's for sure. Over 40 kilometers. It'd be a pretty good size ride. We'll loop around the trail here and maybe go through the fun trail. We'll see. Maybe not. There'll probably be too many people walking. It'll be too crowded. Oh, a lizard. A lot of little lizards out today. Still haven't got to see the Spider-Man movie yet, but I might go see that one. Hopefully we make the light. Oh, we got 12 seconds. Yeah, we're good. We'll make it. I mean, now that we're close to home, I could probably pick up the pace again. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the... This is the only time when I'll ride a little faster is when I know I'm kind of close and I know the battery will last. And again, I say faster, but I'm really only going 30. I'm going about it now probably as fast as those people on the road bikes. Like the one in front of me. Or maybe I'll catch up, I don't know. No, we're on 28 now. It's kind of bouncing. I guess because I'm... What am I at here? Oh, no, still 4 bars. Yeah, she's going about 30. There we go. I mean, if I put this up to gear 5, I think I could probably get it up to 40. We're not doing that. I just want the extra breeze because it's hot out. So I was like, yeah, let's go 30. It's enough 20. Like if I had the range, I would probably do 30 all the time. Maybe I should get one of those like road style bikes and ride them. They seem to be pretty fast. Maybe they're easier to go fast on. I don't know. I haven't ridden a bike, like a bike in forever. Like put it this way, before I had my first e-bike in 2022, I hadn't ridden a bike since the 90s. Like I think the last time I rode a bike was like 94, 95. I think 94. So from 1994 to 2022, I never rode a bike. And then when I finally did get a bike, it was an e-bike. So at this point, I don't even know what it's like to ride a regular bike. I used to ride pretty far on a regular bike though. I had like a 10-speed bike, but it was like I had mountain bike handlebars, so it was kind of like a hybrid of. It was like a skinny tire mountain bike. It had like a big, like a 10-speed kind of frame. So it was like a hybrid bike, I guess. And I used to ride that from like James Bay to Sydney, which is, you know, pretty long ride, longer than we did today. We'll see what happens down the road. If we don't become jobless, I might get another second bike that's just a regular one. We've got a highway over here. I'm a little curious what it's like to ride a normal bike, I guess. Because I mean, I've ridden my e-bikes before, like with no power and shit, but you can't really gauge that as a regular bike because you got extra weight with an e-bike. Like my first e-bike, I didn't know what the range was, so I actually ran out of power one time on the ride, and I had to ride home like with no power, and boy, that thing was hard to ride. Because it was heavy. I don't have that bike anymore, but this one's always even heavier than that one, so if this one ever ran out of power, it'd be something to... The first time I went to the Sioux Potholes on my original bike, it was like 90 kilometers. And that bike only had like a 40 kilometer range. So what I did there was I rode a lot, like if it was flat or downhill, I just would turn the power off, like, or put it to like gear 0 with no pedal assist. But, so I guess it's sort of like riding a bike, but heavier, like a lightweight pedal bike, I feel like it might be easy to go fast on. Because I see these guys on like the road bikes and the 10-speed looking bikes, and they're always going like fast, like really fast. They'll usually pass me. Even sometimes when I'm going 30, they'll pass me. How long is this like going to be? Did we just miss it, or? We're on Till I Come Road. I always giggle when I see that. Oh, we got lucky. Usually this like takes like 2-3 minutes to change, and we got here close to when it changed. We lucked out. There we go. But yeah, we're pretty well coming to the end of the vlog now. Anyway, we'll almost be back where we started, just on the opposite side. Probably not too hard to figure out where I live, I guess, but I live around here, put it that way. I'll go to like the same areas when I stop, but I don't live on that street. I live somewhere else. But also, I don't think anybody's really wanting to know where I live that bad anyway. So don't worry too much about it. I live on one of the streets in that area. It could be anyone. Man, this ride will end up being about, we're in 44.4. Back where we started, it'll be at about 45 probably. I'm gonna go almost to where we started, not quite. But I would say like by the time I get home, because usually I'm about a kilometer or 2 away from where I stop, so it'll be about 46, 47, roughly. Over this little walking bridge, but nobody actually with bike walks this thing. I can already see there's nobody on it, so I'm not too worried about it. There we go. But we are coming up near the end of the vlog. Get off this bridge first here. I'll stop in this shady spot here. Yeah, I know I don't live here. But anyways, the final ride is going to be about 46, so we'll see you next time. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and there we are.